Good morning everyone, Tuesday morning, 7:10. I'm in Brighton early. I'm running the workshop for a couple of days, so come in nice and early to get set up for that. Our service manager's on holiday until Thursday. So I'm in, and I'm only working Tuesday, Wednesday this week, so probably be a shorter video. I'm on a stag do from Thursday, which I'm not mine, thankfully. Mine was last year. Somebody else's, so that's going to be good fun. But I thought I'd come in, do a quick video before all the technicians get in and all the workshop customers, because it does get busy then, and let you know what happened over the weekend. I hope you all had a good time, had a nice extra day's break, and yeah, let's have a... So, this little Picanto, which I think is our cheapest car at the minute actually, little 66 plate. Now if you've watched the videos a bit more in earnest, you'll know that we had a girl test drive this a couple of weeks ago. Decided against it. Bought a car that she'd already owned previously. Anyway, this one sold on Sunday. We weren't in, and that's the beauty of our website, to be quite honest. We've got an all singing, all dancing website, which is great. Obviously, if you saw the review that we had last week, some people maybe struggle with it slightly, but you can, on our website, there's a finance calculator. You can do all your finance application, the whole lot, through the website without even needing to speak to us. So a gentleman from Hereford did an application on this Picanto for finance, got accepted, did all his documents and everything online. So that's all gone through. So that's a nice little one, because we haven't even had to show him the car. He's seen the walk around video and all that sort of thing. He's happy with it. So that's all gone through. Obviously a bit of finance commission as well, which is always nice. So we'll get the car serviced, and then we'll drop it off to him on our way home from work one night. We drive past pretty much his front door, as he lives in Hereford, so we'll drop that to him, no problem at all. So that's a nice one. Always good, like I say, when people just do it by themselves. I mean, there's no selling to do whatsoever, which is always a bonus. Pretty grey day here, but it won't dampen our spirits. Now the Duke that arrived, did a quick video of this, didn't I, on Saturday. Lady who works for one of our parts suppliers has expressed an interest, so we'll see how that goes. I haven't advertised it or anything yet, still needs a proper valet. And what else is going on? So yeah, I'm running the workshop this week, which our trio of courtesy cars, which will be interesting. I have to do it when the service manager's off. I quite enjoy it, to be honest. It's a bit of a change for a few days, but obviously I'll try and keep you abreast of what's going on. This is the C-Max diesel that came in against the silver 15 plate C-Max from Chops Garage. This was the part exchange. I did do a quick walk around video of it when they were on a test drive, I think, didn't I? But it's now arrived with us, and its physical drives really well actually, so that's good. I think it's done just over 100,000 miles, wasn't it? 2 owners, good history. So I have had an interest in this from one of our big workshop customers, a building firm, a local building firm. They've probably had 5 or 6 vehicles off me over the years. We also look after all their vehicles as well, so they've got some big Transit Customs, Transit tipper vans. We do all the servicing and MOTs and stuff like that on those. And they've also got, so that's for all the big work tools and all that sort of thing for site. But then they've also got a fleet of cars that they run to transport the builders and so on from site to site. Never anything particularly special, so I quite often sell them my part exchanges if they're in and around the right money and mechanically pretty good. And then they use them until the MOT runs out. They'll probably try and put another MOT on it, and if not, then they just throw them in the bin. So yeah, the guy who deals with all that, Greg, super chap, really easy to get along with, books all the vehicles in plenty of good time. We look after him, and they're really good to us as well, and we appreciate their business. So anyway, Greg's been in touch to see if we had anything that was sort of sensible money. I think they've got one that's playing up a bit and they don't really want to fix it. Obviously, this one's got a bit of space. It's diesel, so I said that they can have this one for much below retail, sort of in between trade and retail, and so he might pop over and have a look at that this morning. He's not too bothered condition wise, because like I say, it's just going to be bashed about running from site to site, so he'll take it for a spin and see what he thinks. So that might happen this morning. Always nice to get rid of the parts exchanges as quick as possible, as you know. We just don't really have the space. This is rumbling on from workshop wise now. This is rumbling on from the end of last week, doing the clutch on this one. But it's a horrible big job. You have to take all the exhaust off. It's not like a straightforward one, so that's a bit of a pain, but we'll get that one finished today. So yeah, there we are. Quick brief start to a Tuesday morning. I'm going to have a coffee, get my feet under the table. We have bought there we are. We have bought a Mazda 2 SEL Navigation, so that's arriving with me tomorrow. Came from Mannheim in Bristol, so actually an auction car, but the price, Mannheim in Birmingham, sorry. That is actually an auction car, which we don't do too many of. I'm always having a look, and if the car's right, then we'll try and crack on and buy them. Prices did drop a bit last week, which is the trend across the country, really. So, be interesting to see. I think that one's going to arrive with me tomorrow, like I say. I've got a Volkswagen Up coming in, a 66 plate Volkswagen Up. It's a limited edition Beats model. It's got the Beats, remember the Beats from back in the day? It's got the Beats stereo system in it. Nice thing, it's black with silver alloys, and then it's got like red bits on it, so red wing mirror caps and that sort of thing. That's only done 8,000 miles on a 66 plate. So that's coming in today, I think. I think it needs a bit of paint on the doors. I believe it's got a key mark on the doors, so we'll have a look when that arrives. But it's done 8,000 miles. I think it's demonstrator plus one owner, service history, and obviously being a 66 plate, it becomes before the April 17 registration, so you still get the cheap tax as well, which is always a bonus on those. 5-door model, so that'll be a nice thing. Hopefully, once it's just been pepped up a bit with a bit of paint. So that'll be coming in today, and I'll give you a little walk around video of that. And other than that, that's it really. So have a good day, and we'll catch you all later. So mid-morning Tuesday, and as I hoped, Greg came in from Bellamy Builders and took the C-Max out for a spin. I was going to give it a wash for him, but we've got other things on this morning, so they hadn't got around to it. But he's driven it, really likes it. It'll do just the job for them. So we've agreed a deal on that. Like I said, sort of between trade and retail. They're going to have it valeted. Well, we'll have it valeted for them. We'll do that for them, and they're also going to pay to have the car serviced with us as well, just to get it up spick and span. And hopefully they'll get some good use out of it. They do quite a lot of miles in all the cars, so and this one's at 100,000, so hopefully they can get 2 or 3 years out of it for not a lot of money. So ideal, really. Catch you later. So the cool little Volkswagen Up by Beats has arrived. Snazzy looking car. Like I said on the a bit earlier, it's got the nice little red bits, the red centre caps, the red wing mirror covers, got the decals at the bottom, 5-door model, tinted rear windows. So this is a 66 plate, so it's cheap tax. It was a demonstrator, and then it's had one owner since. It's got a service at about 4,000 miles. We'll do another one on it now. From what I can see, I've just had a quick scoot around. It needs a good clean and polish as always, but there's this scratch down the 2 doors. Obviously someone's either keyed it or rubbed against it. It's not, it's through the paint in places, not all the way, but we'll get it painted. It's a very easy job, or it will be for Central Garage. That'll be no problem at all. It's not dented in any way. It's literally just a surface scratch, so they'll sort that out. Rest of it's Nice. This wheel's got a bit... there's a bit curved around the top there. The rest of this, I was told it was quite bad, this wheel, but I think I'm going to try in a minute and I'll come back to you. I think if I put a bit of acid on that, most of that will come off and I'll just be able to touch in that little bit at the top. I don't think it will need a refurb, to be quite honest. I think they've just looked at it and thought, oh, that looks horrible. The rest of the car, as you'd expect really, 8,000 miles. Just wants a good valet. It's been sat for a fair bit. The inside is also cool. You've got the white to go with the black, and then you've got these half leather. This is Alcantara. Then you've got the Beats audio, aircon, Bluetooth. I think it's got DAB. 8,066 miles. Flat bottom steering wheel. We love the ups anyway, but they're just seriously good little cars. But I think this one's a little bit different. It's nice. Don't see too many of them around. Oh, that's good. You've got the... So on these ups, you've got a twin layer in lots of them. So the boot, when you take that top layer out, is actually really good size. Surprisingly so. Always surprises customers when they come and have a look, especially if they're downsized and they're worried about the boot space. Does mean with that top shelf in, when the seats fold, they fold pretty much flush as well. So yeah, as described, this came to me from the same guy who sold me the blue Toyota Yaris that we sold straight away last week. Knows the sort of stuff I'm into, so messaged me asking me if this was a bit of me, told me about the bodywork, said it might want a couple of refurbs on the wheels. Absolutely as described. Which is always good, and it's good to build up these relationships with other traders that you can trust, and it saves me farting about with auctions all day. So we'll get that one in the body shop soon. So I've just given that near side front wheel a very quick wipe over. Well, I sprayed a little bit of wheel cleaner on it, and as you can see, obviously it hasn't been valeted properly, needs properly going over in the spokes. But it looks terrible across this top corner, but you've just got a little touch in there, another one there, then a little bit on this left hand side, but overall there's absolutely no way that wants or warrants refurbishing. So I'll touch that in. It's Reflex Silver, which we've got bucket loads of, so I'll touch those a couple of little bits in and job done. So always a bonus when you get told it could do with real wheel refurbs and it really doesn't warrant it. Saves us a few quid. Happy days. Morning all, bright and early Wednesday. This is my last day I'm working this week, but I'll try and keep you updated over the next few days if I know what's going on and I'm not too drunk out of my mind. So CRV. We took a reservation fee on this last night, after office hours. Gentleman from Cheltenham's coming to look at this tomorrow evening. We just reduced the price on Friday actually of this one. We knocked it down by £1,000. It's one of those where it said it was a good price on Auto Trader, and I just noticed over the last couple of weeks that the traction on it had slowed right down and it was not performing brilliantly, even though it still said it was a good price. When I looked, and out of the ones that were on there, it had dropped right to the bottom of the listings in terms of they were all good price, but this was the least good, if you know what I mean. So we've dropped it, and then I changed a couple of the pictures as well, and had a call on the reservation fee on that one last night, so hopefully we can get that one done tomorrow. We've got a viewing on this Mocha this morning at 11 o'clock. Always popular. This is the facelift model, so this is a Mocha X. Local lady, she has popped in and had a look at it over the weekend, but she's booked an appointment now to come and have a proper go on it and drive it. She's got a cool little Daihatsu Terios as a part exchange. A funky little old car, so we'll see what happens with that. I've got my Mazda 2 arriving today, which I bought from Mannheim in Birmingham. The delivery guys have actually just, they come up from South Wales and they've got drivers all over the place, but they've actually dropped this one off as a runner, so they can go up, they've gone up to Birmingham and they're dropping another one off elsewhere, and then they'll bring my Mazda back and pick that Saab up to go home in. Picanto that we sold on finance. We serviced that one yesterday, MOT'd it, it needed 2 tyres, which we've replaced, and the battery could do with a bit of a charge up, so that's been on charge overnight. Fiesta that we sold, we've MOT'd yesterday, last thing yesterday, so that one's ready to go. That's getting picked up tomorrow. C-Max, we've given that a freshen up. I know it's going to be for a building company, but I don't like them to go out looking horrible, so that one's had a quick tidy up. Actually a really nice little car. For the mileage, I think they'll be very happy. Really tidy. And then the Duke that came in part exchange against the Smart car, that's been fully valeted now, machine polished, number plates changed, and one of our parts suppliers, girl who works for them, is coming to look at it later on this evening. They've got a part exchange, they owe a bit of finance on that. So it'll be interesting to see. They've had a look at the car already, they really like it, so it's just a case of driving the car, make sure they're happy with how it drives, and then it's a case of juggling figures more than anything. They've got a balloon payment on their current car, and obviously they want finance on this one as well, so it's a case of juggling all the figures, making sure their part exchange is okay and they're not going to be too upside down with that, and seeing what sort of deposit they're going to have to put down and all the fun stuff. So yeah, might be a bit of head scratching later finance wise, but we'll see. Really lovely looking car actually, very impressed with it, so that's good. Other than that, we've did have a viewing on the Honda Jazz last night and that was out of the blue, but I'll let you know how that goes. The guy has signed an order form, we have agreed a deal on the parts exchange, but I'm not getting too excited because it's all gone Pete-tong before many times, as you know, so we'll have a look and see. He said he's going up the Building Society today and he's going to get them to pay us in full for it. He's got a Peugeot partner, TP, to come in part exchange. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Very low mileage Peugeot partner, TP. It's the 5-door one, so it hasn't got the wheelchair ramp or any of that sort of thing. So yeah, we'll see how that goes later on. I'll let you know. Anyway, quite busy. Good start to May. We'll catch up later. So the little Mazda 2 has just arrived from Mannheim in Birmingham, just after I bought the just bought a Fiesta from there, which you'll be able to see in a separate auction video that I've done. So this has just arrived. Now this was a grade 2. Like I say, we don't do auctions too much, but when we've had a bit of a run and we've got some holes to fill, then it can do a job for us. So this was at Mannheim, Birmingham, and the sticker came with it. So it came out of the car shop, obviously big car supermarket. Mazda 2 1.5 SEL Navigation Plus model, 16,000 miles, grade 2, MOT September, V5, yada yada. Checks all passed. It was 37 out of 39 on the Sure check because it said that the engine oil is above maximum and coolant level is above maximum. Absolutely nothing to worry about on that. Someone's just topped them up a bit too fast, so that wasn't anything to put me off. We got 2 registered keepers, 3 services, and the date of the last service was August at 14,000. It's done 16,000 now, but it is August, so it's getting on for a year, so we might do an oil and filter change on it just before it goes. No odour. Now, it said 1 key, so I did allow an extra £100 off what I would have paid for it for a spare key, but it's turned up and I have 2, so that's a real bonus, especially on these remote keys with the push button starts and so on. They're quite expensive, so that's really good. Condition wise, it was grade 2. I don't think there was anything too, I think there was the odd chip here and there, but from what I can see, I mean, it's dirty at the minute. But the wheels are all good. They're gonna, no curbing, they're gonna clean up very nicely. I think there's a couple of, oh yeah, very, very tiny chip on the door edge. But this side's all good. Tyres are all good. This wheel's fine. Around the back. Is there anything? I think it's just dirt, really. Little scratch there, just on the top of the bumper, but that'll definitely polish out. Now, we almost mop every car, to be quite honest. It's just the way we like to do things, make them look the best they can do. Wheels fine. Little hairline scratch there on that quarter, but that'll definitely come out as well. Overall, the outside at least, good. Let's have a look on the inside. Now, the only thing that bothered me slightly, that I thought might be expensive, seats are excellent. Really like the Mazdas, super little cars. Lovely level of spec. You've got the power folding mirrors, we've got lane assist, we've got cruise, auto lights. Now, the only bit that bothered me, got two USBs, 12-volt socket, I'll get to the point in a minute. Air conditioning, really nice setup. It's an SEL navigation model, but 16162 is the mileage, but it didn't say anything on the specification on the sheet or on my brochure that the satellite navigation actually worked. So let's have a look. There you go. So your Mazda is not equipped with a navigation system. However, an integrated navigation system is available through your Mazda dealer as a genuine Mazda accessory. So it's advertised as an SEL Nav Plus, but they haven't advertised it with the sat nav on the sheet. So my thoughts are that it's been registered incorrectly. Now, that does happen quite often. So I think it's been registered as an SEL Nav when actually it's probably just an SEL. So I'll have to look into that and maybe adjust the adverts and so on. But or obviously we'll take it to Mazda and get it updated. So we'll have a look into that. That's the only thing to worry about. I think the rest of the car's spot on. So I'll take it for a spin in a minute and make sure we're all good, and we'll crack on with it later. Welcome back. I just sort of ended. I was being a bit stupid, quite honestly, which is unlike me, this must be said. So I was searching through the paperwork just now, just to make sure everything was as it should be, and what did I find? I should have thought about this in the first place, really. An SD card. So let's see if let's see how it slots in, and hopefully now, with a bit of luck and the wind behind and a bit of judgment, so that's in there now. Maybe, oh maybe, oh maybe. Maybe the sat-nav will work now. Let's try it. Loading navigation. Come on, baby, light my fire. Yes! So, guys, I haven't driven it yet, so I'm not tempting fate, because it might drive horribly. There might be all kinds of things wrong with it. But the car was advertised without sat-nav, even though it's an SEL nav model, so I assumed either the sat-nav was broken or was corrupted or whatever, and I was going to have to speak to Mazda about getting that sorted, or it had been misregistered. They didn't advertise it anywhere with sat-nav. Found the SD card, bosh, that works, and I've got 2 keys. So that saved us plenty of money. So now the car, I bought it quite a way under cap, about 600 quid under cap, I think. So we've got a good margin in this one now, providing it drives okay anyway. So there we go. Fingers crossed, happy days. So Wednesday evening, about 6 o'clock now. How did the day go? Well, the appointment on the Mocha, she rang about an hour before the appointment to say she wasn't coming, so that's a little disappointing. This is specifically why we take reservation fees for appointments on weekends, and try to in the week as well, because it at least means they'll actually show. But at least she did have the courtesy to give us a call. So that one's still here. However, the Red Duke has gone. We didn't even advertise this one, so had somebody interested from the get-go. Came in part exchange against the Smart car over the weekend. Lovely, lovely car. Lady who works for our parts suppliers had been looking for one for her partner, and they came in about 4:30 with their part exchange, which is also a Nissan Duke, so we'll have another Duke coming back in against the Duke. Theirs is a 15-plate diesel. It's done 55,000 miles in yellow. Oh yes, it's going to certainly brighten the place up. They had some finance outstanding on that one, and they wanted to end that agreement and start the next one, so it's a little bit complicated, but nothing too outrageous. Basically, you give them the part exchange value of their car. You then knock what's owing off the price of the part exchange, and that becomes their deposit then against the full price on this one. So they've had this one, they're going to have it on finance. That's all been accepted, so we should get paid out on that tomorrow. We've just got to MOT this Duke and check all the levels, etc., and that one will be good to go. It's going on Monday, so that's great. We haven't had to advertise it, just clean it, and it's away to go. All good on that one. And what else? The Honda Jazz is finally sold. We've been paid for it. It's going out the door. Good news, happy about that. It was always a popular car. It was just starting to wind me up that we kept falling at the final hurdle. Anyway, we've been paid out. Good to go. Super low mileage Peugeot partner TP diesel coming in. It's a 13 plate, but it's only done 21,000 miles, so that'd be a really good retail vehicle. It's got the 5 seats rather than the wheelchair access, which makes it a little bit more desirable. So that'll be coming in on Friday, I think. So good to get out of the Jazz. Did okay on it in the end. Pleased to see the back of that one. The Mazda 2 arrived, as you saw earlier. That's all been valeted. I've done the pictures and the walk around video, which if you're on the channel you will see. Got lucky with that one as well. Came with an extra key that we weren't expecting, and also came with the SD card for the sat-nav, so that's functioning as well. So that's a really, really nice example. That was a grade 1 at auction, and it's very nice. So that's it. Picanto's being delivered to Hereford tomorrow. So I'm off for a few days. I'm off until Tuesday. Got a stag do this weekend. I'm an usher for one of my best friends, and going on a stag do down to Swansea, so that's going to be a really good weekend, but also tiring. So I'm going to leave the main man Tony in charge. He's got plenty going on. We do actually have an appointment booked on this on Friday as well, forgot to say. Had a call on this one this morning. Lady's coming to look at this on Friday, all being well. So yeah, busy couple of days, good start to May. I'll update you at the start of next week as to how the rest of this one went. Cheers. Right, morning everybody. It's Tuesday morning. As you know, last week I was only in Tuesday, Wednesday, and I was then off with the family on the Thursday, and then I was away on a stag do all weekend. As you can see, my eyes are quite small. It was a great weekend, pretty heavy, and yeah, anyway, nobody got arrested, nobody died, so all good. We're all back. I'm in today, Tuesday, so I thought I'd give you a quick update as to what's going on, round the video off for last week. So yeah, let's have a look. So Fiesta Zetec arrived from Mannheim. I think it arrived last Thursday. EcoBoost. People worry too much about these. Ford will look after you. If it's got really good full service history, then Ford will be happy to put an engine for you if should the fault that normally occurs with them, which is where a pipe splits between the coolant housing and the engine, splits and it gives you no warning at all and explodes on itself. That does happen, but Ford will look after you. This one's an EcoBoost Zetec 14 plate, 39,000 miles, 7 service stamps, so bang on service history, free tax model, 7995. Anyway, turned up from Mannheim as a grade 2. We're not doing too much from auction, but bits and bobs just to keep the place stocked, really. Really nice and tidy, drives perfectly. So I just came in early this morning actually just to get the pictures and the video done of that one. We were using Mannheim's couple of pictures on the website, and that offends me really. So I've sorted that. I'll get those edited and uploaded later today. Now our row at the back is long. Tony has been very busy. Every time I seem to look at my phone, he seems to have sold something. So the i10, very low mileage i10 has sold. That's an SE, huge spec on that one. Turns out we had 2 or 3 people on that one in the end, towards the end of last week. So that one's sold. There's a 2009, I think, Hyundai i10 with about 1 bazillion miles on it coming in as part exchange. So they obviously like their i10s. So that one's done. You saw that the dark red Duke had sold, or you'll see earlier in the video that that one's sold. The light red one has also sold. Guy who's buying this one has got a 1996 Volkswagen Golf diesel to come in part exchange, so that will be an interesting part X. Might do a separate video on that, we'll see when it arrives, but I have a sneaky suspicion that one might be on the way up in value as opposed to on the way down. So that one's gone. The i10's going out tomorrow, I think. That one's been through the workshop, all good as we expected. Duke we did a few bits to last week. You saw it on the ramp actually, on my last video. So that one's all mechanically spot on, ready to go. That one's going on Monday next week. Mercedes A-Class, the A180 diesel, really low mileage. It's only done 29,000 on a 65 diesel auto. That is going off down to Wiltshire. So a member of my family, my auntie, lady who works with her, was after something for bombing up and down the M4 for commuting. They work in London majority of the time, so just need to get to the station. That'll be perfect for chugging up and down the motorway. Really good fuel consumption on that. That's being delivered down to her day after tomorrow. The not so lovely Focus is back from auction. The engine management light came on when it was at auction. It's coming up with the lambda sensor, so we'll probably do that and find another home for it. It was there a couple of weeks, didn't do any good, so that's causing me a bit of a headache, that one. Just something we don't want to retail. It's just not, stinks of smoke and just not the nicest. So I'll have to do some head scratching on that one. This also arrived from Mannheim with the Fiesta out the front there. This is an automatic Jazz. It's only done 12,000 miles, so really low mileage. Does need a bit of paint though. My man Dave is coming today. We've got just a little brush mark on the front, and then another little one on this side. So we'll probably do a couple of corners for us. I think there's a little mark on the back as well, which he'll do. So, but that's a nice car. EX model, so executive, so top of the range. Auto. It's a Jazz. That'll fly out the door. Peugeot partner TP. Now this came in part exchange against the doomed Honda Jazz from before. So this one's arrived over the weekend. It's a TP diesel with 5 seats, proper boots as always. Lots of these get turned into wheelchair access vehicles, which are a bit harder to sell, but there's quite a good margin in them. So this one is a proper 5-seater. It's only done 21,000 miles. Dave's also going to do this for us this morning. There's just a little mark across the top there, so he'll just blow that corner in. But it's only done 21,000, really good service history. That will clean up to be a very nice car. Really good tyres. That'll be useful, and that should fly out of the door here, is my anticipation on that one, because around here, if you can chuck your garden and stuff in the back of it, you're on to a winner. And last but not least, I only went away for 3 days. You'd think I've gone away for a month. Yellow Duke. This one came in part exchange against the dark red one. That's a 15-plate diesel, and it's done 55,000 miles. So we've had 2 Dukes last week, they've both gone. I've got another one to prep there. It's just got a few paintless things on it, so I'll get Lee in at some point to do those. We can advertise it as it is, but that's about the size of it. So, busy few days, good start to May. April was a little bit quiet. We try and do sort of 22, 25. On a really good month, we'll do 30. We did 18 in April, which reflects how the market is, to be honest. It has slowed down. The auction prices are down a little bit as well. So, it's a positive start to May. Hopefully, now I'm back. I'm going to do a few weeks now. I've got a bit of time. I've had a few, obviously over the last few weeks, some bank holidays, and it sort of interrupts your flow a little bit, and you're trying to get stuff sorted, but you're also trying to have a bit of time off with your family. And like I say, I've got a 4-month-old, so trying to, especially on the bank holidays, have some time off with him. So yeah, we'll get back into it now for a few weeks. Put a good sort of 3-4 weeks in from having any more time off. We'll work hard. We'll try and get the stock levels back up. We've got about 27, 28 cars around us, but they're not all prepped. Obviously, the Honda Jazz will be after today. The TP will be. So we try and run at sort of 32, 34 advertised, and then usually have 35, 36 around us. So a little bit short on stock, but like I say, it doesn't help with the bank holidays. Haven't been able to buy quite so much. So we'll be out buying in earnest, hopefully. And there is a very nice Yaris actually that's in the workshop. Lewis is just finishing it off. It's an XL model, which we've never had before. It's got a panoramic roof, half leather, sat nav, you name it, it's got it. The 14 plate, and it's done 40 something thousand. Local car, that one. Grey with grey alloys. Looks dog's danglies for a Toyota Yaris, which is strange to say that, but really, really impressive looking one. So that'll be going on later today. Lewis is just finishing that one off. So yeah, it's busy. Good start to May. We'll crack on. Let's have it. Also, I'm still getting used to doing these bloody videos. If you have enjoyed it, please click the subscribe button. We're getting up there now. I think we're nearly at 500 subscribers. Views are on the up. Hopefully you're enjoying what I'm doing. I'm enjoying doing it, like I say. It's like a diary for me. I can look back at it and go, oh yeah, that happened that week. So I'm enjoying doing it. Hopefully you're enjoying watching them. We'll carry on and see you all soon. Cheers.